Good evening. You are watching Goa 365 and I am Julio De Silva here to remind you of the people and events along with the reason why they made news in the week that went by. It was a week when the people of Goa were agitated over not only the diluting Goan identity but also over the very existence of the state as two issues, special economic zones and the diversion of Madai waters took center stage. Goa's movement against SEZ launched their SEZ Hatao Yatra on 10th December, which will travel through every nook and corner of Goa, educating people on the ill effects of these projects, and will finally culminate in a public meeting at Azad Maidan, Panjim. Meanwhile, SEZ Virodhi Manch organized a massive public meeting at Lohia Maidan and warned the government against ignoring the people's demand to scrap SEZs. Various speakers at this meeting stressed upon the threat the Goan identity faced with the projected migration of lakhs of people who will seek employment at the proposed SEZ. The threat to Goa's lifeline, River Mandovi, was established to be real as both the neighbouring states of Maharashtra and Karnataka are not only planning but have also started work on constructing dams over the river in their territories. Ironically, while the state administration was busy with the International Film Festival of India in Goa, Karnataka apparently began work on the Khalsa Bandara project, even though it had given an undertaking to the Supreme Court that no work will be undertaken on the project till the petition before it is disposed. The Madai Bachao Abhiyan has now decided to haul up the government of Karnataka for contempt before the Supreme Court after collecting photographic evidence of the work undertaken. Meanwhile, the government of Goa has appointed a fact-finding team to study the matter and will decide upon its course of action once the team submits its report. And while the state government is fighting Karnataka's plans to construct a dam across River Madai, it is very tacitly supporting Maharashtra government's plans to construct a dam across the same river further downstream. Environmentalists warn that the dam at Virdi proposed by Maharashtra government would well spell doom to Goa, especially farmers from Bichori and Sattari Taluka. Huge tracts of forest land have already been denuded and machinery has been moved in place to take rock samples, thereby indicating that the Maharashtra government is very serious about its project. If Madai, which is known as Mandovi in Goa, is dammed at two places upstream, it does not really take a rocket scientist to know how much water will then flow into Goa and what effect it will have on the state, as Mandovi is known to be Goa's lifeline, providing not only drinking water but also subsisting the mining industry. And as AIDS Awareness Fortnight was being observed, there were quite a few programs aimed at disseminating information about this dreaded disease. Significantly, while the number of infections has declined, all those involved have prudently decided not to slacken the awareness campaigns. Students of ICFI organized various programs where Finance Minister Dayanand Narvekar was the chief guest. Students of the school later travelled to the Kadamba bus stand at Panjim and staged a street play aimed at AIDS awareness. Goa State AIDS Control Society organized their annual candlelight walk from Kala Academy to Azad Maidan to highlight the fact that women are most vulnerable section as they contract the disease unknowingly. Health Minister Vishwajit Rane flagged off the walk and also read out the pledge to fight this killer disease. And thousands of people defied the prohibitory orders issued by the government to march to the site of the IT habitat at Donapaula to mark their protest against the project. Led by the MLA Babush Monsarat, people from all walks of life with the labour class dominating marched to Donapaula from Talegaon. However, after the police stopped them at the Donapaula junction in view of the promulgation of section 144, an impromptu public meeting was held there. Talegaon MLA Babush Monsarat, while promising to fight till the IT habitat project was scrapped, said he was even willing to lay down his life for the cause. Babush also accused IT Minister Dayanand Narvekar of bullying the previous Chief Minister Pratap Singh Rane to issue ordinances taking away the project from the purview of the local and statutory bodies. A fallout of this protest was a demand to drop Dayanand Narvekar from the Council of Ministers, which may not really be accepted as Daya has pretty good links with 10 Janpath where the Congress president lives. And Chief Minister Digambar Kamath came in for severe criticism for invoking section 144 around the IT habitat site at Donapaula, and that too on the eve of the proposed peaceful march by its opponents. However, Digambar may have been right in taking that step given the fact that last week vandalism was rampant as protesters damaged structures not only at Donapaula but also at Keri where Meditab is putting up a special economic zone. Independent MLA Anil Salgaonkar dropped a bombshell this week when he announced his intention to take over the Meditech project if its promoters withdrew from it. Anil said he was willing to meet the company's demand of compensation to the tune of Rs 130 crore but insisted that the company transfer the land and all licenses and permissions to his company. Without giving the details, he said he proposed to set up projects including educational and health which would benefit the local Goans. Anil also offered to take up the government hospital at Usgaon Tisk and offered free medical services to the people. However, he did not stake his claim when the government asked for tenders and insisted that the government merely give the hospital to him without going through the procedures set in motion. And how woefully uneducated the highly literate Goans are as far as mental illness are concerned was exposed this week following the death of Francis de Cruz from Bogmalo. Francis was picked up by the Vasco police from the hotel where he was working and taken to the Institute of Psychiatry and Human Behavior, from where after his discharge he was taken to the Vasco police station. And then after a few hours he was brought to the Goa Medical College Hospital in a critical condition. What happened to Francis is still a mystery. However, the post-mortem that was conducted after the sub-divisional magistrate performed an inquest Panchanama reportedly indicates that Francis was tortured. It could not be the staff, because if Francis had any injuries then, the staff of the IPHB would have referred him to GMC. The fact that he was brought from the Vasco police station to GMC points an accusing finger to the police, who are known to be quite efficient tormentors. The tourism season has started and the stakeholders have already got not only their fingers but the whole arm in the pie, as was seen at Kalangut. In a flagrant violation of the licenses issued to them, shack owners along the Kalangut-Kandoli sector have put up excess number of deck beds for which they charge quite a bit. Besides, though the shack owners every year cry hoarse demanding that licenses for shacks should be given to locals, they very merrily sublet the shacks to others to manage once they get the license. All this is very evident at Kalangut, but ironically, the authorities that be prefer to turn a Nelson's eye to these illegalities. The total lack of application of mind and failure to take into account the ground reality while planning was exposed this week over the proposed outline development plan for the city of Panjim. Parents of one of the state's premier educational institutes, Sharda Mandir at Miramar, are agitated over the proposed 10-meter wide road that would cut through the school campus. Ironically, this road is apparently planned for a small plot of land that has been earmarked for commercial zone. Earlier, NGOs had questioned the need of more roads in the Miramar area, where a 4-lane road is already existing connecting the Miramar Circle to Donapaula in addition to the old road. The Parent Teachers Association of Sharda Mandir has decided to fight this proposal tooth and nail, and given the fact that it consists of many influential people, their demand may well be met, and rightly so. And in sports, Goa had to be satisfied being the runners-up at the 27th Junior National Taekwondo Championship held at Fatorda, as they won 4 gold and 1 bronze medal against Manipur's haul of 4 gold, 5 silver and 4 bronze medals. Jagan Kavita, P. Anand and Sharor Fernandez brought in the gold medals for Goa. Taekwondo has been creating ripples in recent times, as the Goan contingent has been regularly bringing in a rich haul of medals at the nationals. Here's congratulating the winners and also their coaches. And that is all that we have in Goa this week. We'll be back with some more news after a short break, so don't go away.